Take a journey through some of the most unexplainable. Discover the mysterious and weird world of trail cam footage in this video. Take a journey through some of the most unexplainable and unexpected captures from trail cameras. Join us as we explore the world of wildlife and see what no one was supposed to see. From strange behaviors to magical moments, make sure you stick to the end for an amazing video. Ghost Girl. What was this ghost girl doing in the woods, and what does she want? The fact the ghost was a little girl is all the more creepy. Legend has it that a girl of her age was killed on this train track, not too far from where this footage was taken. Perhaps her spirit still roams the woods to this day. However, as we mentioned earlier, there are often less exciting explanations behind these strange phenomena. Ski resort owner Chick Wilson came forward and explained that the creepy little girl in the footage is simply his grandfather. Wilson told CNN, "It would be wonderful to have proof of life after death, but unfortunately, we're not going to get any particular proof from this photograph. Sometimes the least exciting explanation is the right one." Albino deer. Our next footage involves deer, but in less gruesome circumstances. As before, this trail cam has discovered the beautiful cynical white deer. These deer are extremely rare and mainly found in Seneca County, New York. Apparently these deer carry a recessive gene which results in them having all white coats. Their lack of skin pigmentation results in them lacking the more familiar brown coats that other deer have. In this trail cam we see the deer wandering through the woods. We can also see that they look exactly like regular deer except for the striking white color. Sadly, these deer are endangered and live within the Seneca Army Depot. This type of deer is incredibly rare. Their bright white coats make them incredibly visible to predators, like coyotes, and they live in isolated areas together, so inbreeding is also a big problem. Black Witch. The video comes from a Spanish-speaking YouTube channel, and the description of the video translates as "a witch is found crying on a strange road." What do you think as the movie goes on? You can see what looks like a witch from a horror movie or even an extraterrestrial. The video could also be a fake. In fact, that's pretty much the consensus in the comments section. One comment in Spanish translates to saying "faker than Santa Claus, bringing gifts for politicians." Another commenter speculates about where the image of the witch may have come from. Before we continue, please click the subscribe and notification bell if you like the contents. Thank you very much. Bobcat vs. Python. Finds snake eggs. A huge snake is causing havoc in the Ford Everglades. They're an invasive species, which is when an animal enters a habitat that's not normally found in and destroys it. Attacks all the animals currently living there and destroys the ecosystem. So how did a python, which is Burmese, which means it's from Burma or Myanmar, end up on the other side of the planet in Florida? Well, in 1992, Hurricane Andrew hit Florida and devastated the region. The hurricane even hit a python breeding facility and the snakes escaped. These reptiles eventually made it to the Ford Everglades and made it their home. This meant that the other animals who had been happily living in the Everglades were now living among a devastating predator, a bobcat, roaming the Big Cypress National Preserve in Florida, and coming across some steak eggs. The cat and snake even squared up to one another, and the bobcat decided to even put up a fight. He soon took the wiser decision and left. Later on, the bobcat returned and found the nest unguarded. He swagged an egg and carried it in his mouth. Biologists look at the eggs soon after and found that they had been destroyed. It looks like the bobcat might be able to alter the python's tyrannical reign of the Florida Everglades, and if not, the South Florida Water Management District will also reward anyone with $150 to catch one of those. Would you go hunting for these things for $150? Tooth Fairy. Our next footage displays either a fairy or an incredibly strange moth. This strange creature was captured on a durable camera in England. Militia was away at the time and visiting relatives when the security system on her phone alerted her that something was up. My first thought was, oh my god, it's a fairy, she said. They then tried to find a mouse, or a similar creature which looked like the creature outside their home, but couldn't find anything that matched her family was convinced it was a fairy, and coincidentally one of her sons had lost a tooth when the fairy arrived, prompting that it may be the tooth fairy. While this explanation is highly unlikely, Alicia said, we all need a little magic and faith in our lives. Beavers devour trees. As we all know, beavers build dams, but have you ever